give people a chance to get in the chat. All right. Just giving everybody a second. Just sent the link out in the Discord. Boom, 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 boom. All right. I think I give everybody a chance. What's up, everyone? Welcome to ToxicHustle. My name is J Tragic Jeffrey, and this is CryptoPlunder, ToxicThoughts. Today I'm going to be looking into a few things in the virtual space. Again, I'm preparing for whatever the strategy is going to be for being able to financially be stable through the next crypto winter cycle. So for those of you that don't know or are just checking in or don't know about the channel, what I do is I plot the business moves for ToxicHustle basically in real time, kind of getting an overview and an outlook of what's going on in the news and the world, and I make my business strategies. With that, you get to kind of get some insights into what I'm seeing, how I'm strategizing, because maybe it'll help make the moves that you make, right? Because this landscape is going to be, especially what I'm seeing right now in the virtual space, this landscape is going to be extremely jarring for a lot of folks. The reason why is because a lot of people aren't ready for this shift. They're not ready for a shift to digital because they still believe in the analog world. They still believe in the things that they've been taught. You know, if you're in America, there's a thought process here of you're supposed to have the family, the wife or the husband or whomever, your significant other, right? Then you have the 2.5 kids and the dog, right? And that's supposed to be your nuclear family, the American dream, and the house and the picket fence. That's the quote-unquote American dream. Now, to get there, you, of course, have to have the job. You have to have the finances to afford all these quote-unquote luxuries. And how we finance those is on debt, right? We bet on the future earnings of the people, the businesses, what have you. Real estate, like, people taking out money out of their equity of their homes. They're betting on the future of their real estate prices going up. And everybody's like, oh, this is a perfect time to get into more debt. Now, the spiral of debt that's happening in America and across the world is jarring, because we're expecting these companies on the stock market to be able to make earnings on our hopes that their business will actually be better next year than it is this year. Problem is, we can't look at any of the disease factors or any of that. We've got to look just at their ability to serve multiple people employment, right? That's what we have to look at. We have to look to see whether or not there is a job market and whether or not people are being served financial employment. That's the hustle, right? The fiat hustle. That our fiat, our dollars, are not made from they're not balanced on anything. It's not attached to gold or silver or platinum or palladium or any physical metals. It's not attached to anything but promise. It's almost like a promissory note. We promise we'll be working. We'll promise that we're going to work off our debt with labor. So that means we got to look at the labor force to be able to combat that. Because how do we pay our taxes? We pay the taxes from the workforce. Because we already know wealthy don't pay taxes. They, of course, don't. Their corporations are diversified. They put their money into living trusts. Their personal beings never hold actual wealth. Except for us. We want to be flossy. Looking like a stupid, right? So I'm gonna go through the crypto news pretty fast because mostly everything I said yesterday is pretty much stands. Um, do, 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 do. Of course, I've told you we've been increasing the hash rate as miners have been moving off of the, out of China into other places. Our hash rate has been going up. With the hash rate going up, again, miners are coming back online. Difficulty rate begins to go up, but right now it's the best time for the miners to be able to make money. So you're seeing a rush to be able to get back into the mining market. Now, what will end up happening is there'll be a secondary rush in September to get into mining when it's too late, and that'll be the end of the cycle, just about near the end of the cycle. So what we've been doing is just keeping an eye and keeping abreast of what's been going on, at least through the manipulation that we've seen happening in Bitcoin right now. So we can't do any technical analysis. I did already kind of preeminently set up my account for today. And as you can see, the manipulation's still on. We went through a cogwheel to, I guess we're going into the Batman ears. We've had this come before. We had something similar here, a rounded off slam right here. So right now, we see this. We had a Bart head up here. I thought we might be going into spiky move. He's still being held down. Again, this is just manipulation. Like the market. Why would a market look like this? For the amount of Bitcoin that is in play. Over $300 million worth of Bitcoin. That's why technical analysis at this point doesn't matter, because we know we're in a manipulated market. So I go into sentiment analysis, sentiment analysis, link in the description, and I go into past pattern analysis, right? So from my past pattern analysis, I found that there is a significant dip in June and July. As you can see here, I've marked them out. I put this up early. I put this up before it happened. I put this up here June 21st, and it signaled a significant drop. And again, you see it happening. It played out exactly like I told you it was going to. I don't do this to be right. I do it to just prove that the system has a breathing pattern. I systematically call it the seasons of Bitcoin. And it has had this pattern the entire time. In 2017, I talked about it, and I'm talking about it still to this day. Because the pattern, even when the market went down for me last time, still played the way it plays. We don't have to like it. It just has to be understood. So this way you end up making better plays because you know the seasonal. It's like, think of it like rainfall. Think of it as a seasonal typhoon season. And you just know that there's a storm brewing. Whomever is in charge of being able to, play with the market the way they do, they understood this fundamentally, that something was going on, that there was patterns to the way that the cycle of the market was flowing. And it's almost been a self-fulfilling prophecy of how the market's going to play out. So when I call these things, I'm just calling it from past. They always say that, past performance doesn't blah, blah, blah to future, blah. So they're basically saying whatever you did in the past is not going to be or should not be comparable to what's going to happen in the future. That does make sense unless it's programmed to. That's what I'm kind of getting at. There's a systematic thing that's seemingly happening. I don't know what is happening or when it's happening or why it happens. All I know is that I play the pattern. So we do have a run coming up. Like I told you, there's a dip. There is a seasonal run that seemingly comes in. I figure it's going to be, I told you, like within these 3 ticks, we should be seeing the run up. And then we're going to have, again, the crash. Something that'll dip, but again, there'll be another run up. As I told you, I believe Bitcoin goes to 100K. Well over 100K, actually. I have Bitcoin. If it does 15x of its entry position, should be at the 132,000 mark as my safe exit point. I'm going to go out a little bit early because I'm even more fearful than anything else. So, yes, I could say that the last time I called an exit, it was around the 13,000 mark for the last cycle, and we went to 16. So, I mean, there was a window where it actually was there. I'm just not going to take that chance. I'm going to be out within the window of 100,000 and change. I'm out. Right. So that's going to be around the November, December timeline. If it plays out like it's been playing out, I do use the word if, right? I say probable. When I told you in the Discord, link in the description, when I said that these dips were coming, I said, don't get gas. I said, these are potential dip points. Because sometimes they go up when they're supposed to go down. That's why I call them potential, because they do have an upside sometimes. Like, look here. This is where it's supposed to do a dip, but it actually did a run up. Though we did still get a slight November dip. And a first week December dip actually. And then the second week of December, when it should play down, actually ran up. So, there's things that I can see in the past that played differently, but this was also a new halvening cycle. So we're getting ready to do this next run up. So when I look at the market, of course, let me hit refresh on this. The market is looking shorty, and that's to be expected, because why? I told you this is a significant dip point. These have just always been like, there's a June, July dip. It's just been seasonal. I've always talked about it. So with this dip, now we just got to start getting prepared for the run up. So of course, I told y'all I've been looking at coins, and there's just certain coins I need to get into. How I do that, I'm on CoinGecko. I go over to the 7 days, sort them by who's down. Now, I would be all over this like it wasn't nobody's business for just how down this is, but I know this is due in part to a hack, right? So I've looked into this, and I'm actually interested in it. I was interested in it, but there is a hack. I've got to look into what got hacked, whom got hacked, or is it a side thing? Is it the actual company itself? So I've got to look into this to figure out what's going on with this, because that's significant and something major must have happened. So I do want to, this is a huge discount. So I want to see if there's possibility for me to grab something, if this is just a contract thing. Think Ethereum. If you know the history of Ethereum had a problem. It got hacked. A DAO got hacked. A contract got hacked. That contract sent everything spending, so they split Ethereum from Ethereum to Ethereum Classic. And there's why we have two kind of ETH and ETC, Ethereum Classic, right? So that's what happened. Now, could this be the same thing? Could they be trying to do? That's what I'm going to figure out. I just haven't had any time to get into Thorchain's problems. Stacks. I've been looking at this. I need to do some more due diligence on this. This is another platform play, but I did realize this one is kind of like I'll show it to you. It's an interesting play, but I gotta dig into it. Okay, so Stacks. You look into it, it's a better internet built on Bitcoin. So think about that. How is Ethereum doing these Ethereum, think about Matic, right? Or think about Ethereum smart contracts, which is based off of Solidity, right? So this Stacks has its own programmable language called Clarity. So Solidity, Clarity. So what you got to think of this is like, this is the smart contract version of Bitcoin. Right now, does this make sense? I don't know, because, I told y'all I'm under the state of mind of this. At this point in time with technology, with where the blockchain is at this point, do you think it's smart to try to build another programming language? trying to see if I can show you what I saw. Open to anyone. I think I can't find it. Damn, it's like don't you hate when you have something, you saw it, you walk through something, then all of a sudden, oh, I think I know what I did. I had to go to the Clarity website. So here we go. So you go here and you look at it and you look at the programming language. And I'm like, I look at it and I understand it. I mean, I can define public increment. So you're going to increment the value. You're going to do a counter and you're going to roll through a counter and define public decrement. You're going to do, but at the same time, I'm writing a new programming language. Now, it doesn't look like it's intensive, but it's another programming language. No, it's made by the people at Princeton. Clarity is designed by scientists from Princeton and MIT. Real smart people. And that's dope. Is initially supported by Blockstack and Algorand. Right? So again, that's why I say Algorand's a programming language. If you're, like when I tell you why you're potentially getting interest rates, understands because you're staking the network. And the network is these are networks. So for staking on these networks, you're earning a percentage because they're programming languages. US dollar coin will be one too. People just don't know it yet. We don't understand the world we live in now. We're living in programming language, operating systems. A new your Apple iPhone is an operating system, right? That your phone is your communication. So your communication has an operating system. Your work is typically your desktop. Your desktop is a Mac or Windows. So you have an operating, or even Chromebook. So you have an operating system. Your finances hasn't had an operating system yet. Get it? So now your finances need an operating system. What one is going to win? See, I'm beginning to understand crypto on a different level. That's why it's hard for me to give you a class on crypto, because I can say, okay, when somebody says, what is crypto? I can give you 15,000 different identifications of cryptocurrency. If you put it in reference to blockchains, into computers, into servers, you're going to have a plethora of ideas of what it is. But at the end of the day, you secure a network and get paid to do so, either by staking or by building a computer and putting the software on that computer and creating a machine that validates the network. That's how it works now. So I've been looking at it, so I don't really know if this is, I mean, the price looks good and maybe it'll do something. I don't know. But as you can see, the circulating supply is about $1 billion, which is pretty expensive. I don't know if there's any burn or how they use the token. I don't know the tokenomics. So it's one of those I'll have to look into. But I have heard this company multiple times. So it's just one of those things that even if I can't understand it, or even if I'm not going to use it, will it be used? Can it get more value? I don't know. But if it can, there's still possibilities for earnings. Over long term, again, I'm looking at the next cycle. What's going to play in the next cycle potentially? What's going to play this cycle, of course, but I'm always looking at, hey, there's some things that might play in 4 years or play in 5 years. So who might be in pocket? I might need to be playing multiple software systems or operating systems, right? So this is just one that I saw that's supposed to be helping Bitcoin scale. And that's pretty, if that becomes the Bitcoin scalability thing, that's Bitcoin now attacking Ethereum while everybody else is trying to attack Ethereum. So it could be an Ethereum attacking play, right? So just thought I'd bring that to your attention because I saw it on the radar. Synthetics, again, that's another one that I've heard that's in the stock market, creating synthetic assets. So even I think NFTs will play in that. Kucoin, again, is at a supreme discount. You know I like exchange coins, and since I use Kucoin to earn with the Bitsgap robot, pull that up. Wait a minute, wrong one. Oops. Ooh, there it is. This is Kucoin. And we're earning 9% during this entire, look at it, red, but we still have percentages in profit. I even have to clean this one up, which, let me do that right now while you're on with me. I just closed that out because it's out of range. If y'all don't know what I'm doing, link is in the description for my bot training course. It's absolutely free. You don't have to buy anything. It is not that type of party. If I'm earning interest, why I gotta grade you for money, right? If I'm making money in cryptocurrencies, why should I have to charge you a whole bunch of money for me to show you how to make money in cryptocurrencies? Do I really need your money if I'm making my own money, right? So if you got anybody telling you they want to train you in cryptocurrencies, you can go on YouTube and do it your damn self. It costs me nothing to do it. It will cost you nothing to do it. It's just a matter of trial and error. And don't go ham. Don't go all in, because you're going to take losses your first year. If this is your first year in crypto, congratulations. You're in an asset that is very, very scarce, especially if you hold Bitcoin. What I'm doing right now is I am padding out my Cody. It made about $42. So what I'm doing is giving it from its 50 a little bit more revenue. I like padding out the things that have made some money. So Cody made some extra revenue, about 27% while the market was dipping. So great volatility. So what I'm doing is I'm setting my robots longer term. So it only had 20. I don't even want to be bothered with this anymore. I want the bots to play by themselves so that I can just concentrate on making money. And then that way I just take money from earnings and pop them on the robots and let them keep trading. I'll just turn off a robot to give it a little extra stack of revenue and then keep it pushing. And what I'll do is just look at bot profit and see which ones I want to jump in and which ones I want to jump out of. Now I'm beginning to go into because we're getting ready to get into practicality on this other side of the business, right? So let me go ahead and get this robot rolling before I miss out my entry point. So looks like I'm good. I add a little bit of cash flow to it. I'm doing 90. With keeping my $2.98% on these grid lines. So it's supposed to be trading about 2%. It's trying to get 2%, almost 3% per trade. It's not going to get it completely, but what I've configured seemingly is the best numeric value that I've come up with that's been consistent in its earnings. Between 298 and below, 288, I've done 278. But I found consistently 298 seemed to be the better of the strategies that I use on my grid steps. Right now, what I'm doing is just sliding this up because the bot does crash sometimes if a lot is going on. So I'm just making sure I can see the grid lines before I move on. In fact, I'll let it play out in the background. I don't need to be here for this. So that what you just saw me do was just quickly trade out one of my coins on Kucoin, and I just saw it while I was on the board is being out of pocket, so I said let me go ahead and handle that. I am going to try to grab some more KCS because if you look at Binance Coin, let me sort this back by market cap, you'll see Binance Coin BNB is $284. Again, exchange coins. Now, I don't know if they can pull that off because I got to see if they got smart contracts because Binance does. So I got to look at Kucoin and see what they're doing on that other end as to what their coin actually can facilitatively do. Right? Does it get locked up in contracts? What else does it do? So I don't know if it can be like Binance, but I still buy it anyway. Let me sort this back. So I'm still going to grab some more Kucoin. I still mess around with Telcoin. It's been volatile enough for me to keep making earnings. The bots have been trading it more than me. Let me see. See, I got Tel right there. And that's on ETH. So that's a really, 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 really... That's something playing 12 days. Yeah, ETH plays with not as much volatility as if I had something else, but I wanted to earn something on my ETH, so I put it on Tel since I knew it was volatile enough to keep trading. So I actually should be looking for something else on ETH trading pair, but I have nothing else that's even worth a damn. See? Everything that's playing in the ETH playground is there's no ETH that's doing well in the last 30 days. I'd have to pull it up from up here, and you can see ETH plays here. If I put ETH and put a slash on this side, then I can see all the ETH plays, right? So all the slash ETHs, and then you can see the 24-hour change. Right? That's the best we can do is a 24-hour change. I can't get anything deeper than that, right? Nope, that's the only thing I can see. So yeah, even then with a 24-hour change, that doesn't help me because I want to look at things over the over terms and long terms. So one of the projects, and this one, I guess is a good time for an update real fast. One of the business projects I'm working on, and again, we're getting ready to do hardware. So I showed you on the ToxicHustle website the fact that we're going to be working with Raspberry Pis. I kind of think I now have the idea for the first project, which will be the what is it? The A box, right? Which will be the assistant box. The assistant box, or the A box, will be the first one that goes out, or at least the first plans I'm going to start building within the next coming weeks, which will be how do you install what operating systems are going to run, which probably is going to end up being Android, because I want it to be able to automate. And the easiest system to automate right now that I've seen is actually Android. And it almost feels like Android's name is perfect for what it can do in being an Android, a robotic assistant. I'm looking at graph databases that are on the blockchain, as well as, of course, the graph databases that are fully available to us to just work. I think I'm just going to have a graph database that, which would be probably Neo4j, as the base bone for my data structures, so that, again, I start compounding data and then begin to analyze the data and then start making business decisions. So one of those, so what does that matter, and why am I still on the screen? Well, one, I wanted to make sure the bot was running, which it's running fine now. But it's to be able to let you know, one of the things that we're trying to do is, you see how all of these things here on this site right here has all this data. I want to collect this every single day. I want to know which companies are pumping on what exchanges at any given point in time, and I want to know pumpers before they pump. I want to be able to then have the data be analyzed and be able to gather other data from other sources and basically piece together why it's pumping, where it could potentially be pumping from, and then this way we could see whether or not we could run into a pump and ride a pump for a specific amount of time at a good amount of a percentage. If there's basically, if we have the data, we should be able to go back in time and look to see what pumped, when it pumped, and then again, reverse engineer, was there any news or anything else? So that can sustain to see how big is the pump and how long is the pump. But the good thing is, and the one thing I want to do is get ahead of it and catch it while it's spiking low. How do I do that? I need a bot that's going to do that every single day, X amount of times a day, and then that data is stored, and then from that data we glean that intelligence. That's the importance, right? So that's one of the business updates I wanted to let y'all know is the bot is going to begin to be built. The hardware is going to get specced out. I'm going to actually just start building it. And then once I get it functional and up and running, just like I did with training y'all on the getting your trading bots, where I showed you in the again, link in the description, where if you look, I showed y'all how to get your intro to the intro to crypto bots. I gave you your sentiment analysis training, your sentiment charting training, which is how we get our blue and purple lines, and that way you knew where everything was gonna bounce out. This is not magic. This is just looking at past performance and knowing that we're dealing with a computer that has a cycle. It has a a halvening cycle, that is a repetitive pattern that causes a specific thing to happen. There's a reason why Bitcoin has to go up, and I didn't understand it until recently. The reason why Bitcoin has to go up is because Bitcoin's price how much miners are making has gone down. Bitcoin, they used to make 50 BTC at one time. Then it got cut in half. Then it got cut again, right? From 25 to 1250. Then it got cut again from 1250 to 6.25. It's going to get cut again. Every time it gets cut in half. Once it gets cut in half, well, if it stayed at the same price, would anybody reinvest into it? No. So that means the price has to go up, or why would anybody buy the hardware now necessary? Because your old hardware isn't going to mine fast enough to make that 3, whatever it is, that when this gets cut in half again, any more valid. It's not going to make it more valid. It's going to make it more invalid. So your older hardware, or any hardware bought this year, isn't going to help in 2024 when this gets cut again. So Bitcoin has to go up, because the investment in hardware will only make sense if it does. If it does not go up, the investment into the hardware that mines the Bitcoin won't make fiscal sense. So there has to be a allocation point, there has to be a run-up point, and there has to be a cash out point, a crash, and a long crypto winter cycle before the next halvening cycle. So when we go through this long point, this is why I train you on the robots, or I talk about the robots so damn much, is because I need y'all to understand, when crypto goes boring, I've proven to y'all that regardless of everything else, has the bot still earned revenue. Through this entire crash, I've moved the bots, turned them back on. I moved them again, turned them back on. I moved them again, turned them back on. I've gotten to the point now, I'm setting it in crypto winter zone. The understanding now, I don't want to babysit and micromanage trades. I'm going to stick anywhere between 80, 90, whatever I can make is a higher number because of the amount of cash that's there. I want to be able to make it as much as possible so that I don't even have to worry about this. I can just take the profits that's coming in off of whatever it is and then stick it on something else. Again, on other robots or another system or whatever. We've just got to look at how the business, your business, pretty much kind of needs to be at this point, right? You've got to figure out multiple ways to earn interest. Hold on one second. Sorry, y'all. We've got a lot going on. Hold on one second. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Had to be done. So yeah, earning interest, been moving my interest around, got some things I've got to work on, but again, there's companies that are letting you earn interest. And like I told you, we have our dips, we're going to have our run-ups, so we're getting ready for our run-ups. I'm looking at, close this out. So yeah, Telcoin was one of the ones I told you about. I've been trading that on the back. Theta, the bots trading on that. And I'm looking at other things like Flow. Flow is kind of interesting as well because that's in the gaming side of things, right? That is a gaming, if I'm not mistaken. Flow built for the next generation of apps, games, and digital assets. Yep, so that's going to be open worlds. Yep, so again, more gaming, NFTs. no sharding, smart contracts. So yeah, we've got a lot of companies that are on the low. I need to look at what's their circulating supply. That's interesting. Oh, okay. Well, the total supply is about 1 million. Okay. No, 1 billion. Excuse me. Total supply is about 1 billion. Right now, I thought I was like, oh, it doesn't have that much supply. That's actually a damn good price. But hold up, it's gonna be a billy. It's still a decent price, especially as things get trapped up or locked up into contracts. I'm pretty sure that's kind of the hustle they're doing. So I'll keep an eye on that one too. Polygon, I'm definitely getting some more. And Graph, I'm gonna get some more. Polkadot, I need to start accumulating some because I'm starting to understand it's a really interesting programming language, as well as Solana. So yeah, all of the data plays I'm trying to get into and get some more, and some virtual world coins I'm trying to grab up, like Decentralized. An engine, definitely some more engine. So let's look at the news. And I already told you everything is aligning up. This here, Elon Musk talk, I warned you. I said that this thing was going to go up. And I'm telling you, it's coinciding. What's this? This is the 26th. I said the week of the 26th, we're going to have a potential run-up. When is the talk between Elon and Jack Dorsey? It's at the B word. On Wednesday, the B word goes live with Elon Musk. Wednesday. So let's go into the days. Wednesday would be the 21st. So the 21st. So right here is when it's going to go up. Right around here. Man. So now you see why I'm using this as the last damn time I'm going to try to grab as much as I can, because we've really got till they talk, which is in one more day, like after tomorrow. So I'm trying to, like you said, buy the rumor, sell the news. I'm buying the rumor of a blow up and letting it blow up, because it has to go up at some time. Like, there's only 21 million Bitcoin. You can't hold this down forever. However they're doing this, they're doing it well. But I'm just saying, homeboy, you can't keep holding this down, man. It's going to blow off. It has to go up, because Bitcoin has to continue to make sense. The fundamentals must hold. Doesn't matter how we feel about it. Bitcoin has fundamentals. Those fundamentals must hold. They're able to hide their transactions through over the counter and hide everything, but they have to announce, and they must be broadcast, and they are all coming home to roost. It's coming out. It's going to blow up. I'm not worried about it. So we already know that that's going to be significant. So Wednesday, get ready. So that's why I'm like, today that's why I wanted to do my news today, because I had to look at things and be sure I was on point. So I definitely got to do my sales today. Crypto game Axie Infinity has generated 84.9 million in 1 month. I cannot tell you anymore. If I just switch this over to the 7-day and switch this to where green, and who's made money, is Axie even up here? I guess they gone down some. Yeah, they must be in the, okay, yeah, they came down some. They were in the top. They were in a top area, but in the 1 hour, they're down 8% in 24 hours. So they've been down in the because Bitcoin pulls everybody down. Like, that's why I tell you, when I say what I say, this has been the only company up for like days. And if you look in the last hour, it's only down 1%. 24 hours is down 8%. 7 days is down 14%. Of course, you got people that are, of course, doing well, more numbers than it. But that doesn't matter. What I'm looking at is, look at the fact of this game has been up, and has made money while the rest of the market's been down. Why? Because there's people in other countries who are playing this game, and what they're earning just grinding in the game makes some more money than getting a job. That's going to be consistent over and over again. I told you, this is the beginning of a new world. This virtual fiat hustle is here. We're also going to get into the rise of the decentralized software business because that's happening. It's also based off of these games. This company is a software business. It wrote a piece of software. People are playing the software. This company is decentralized. More will come. This will be in the norm. DAOs will be the norm. They are the new corporations. They will be the norm. Top crypto analyst flips bullish on Dogecoin, says Bitcoin bull market not over. I'm telling y'all it's not over. Just like I told you where these dips are going to be, this is where significant rises in the market have happened year after year after year. July 26th. I'm going to go back in time to show you. Let me show you. Let's go on the week. It's going to make life easy. Let's go in the last cycle. And if you look here, let me zoom in a little bit. All right. June, July 17th. It was July 19th right now, right? There's a run up that just happens right there. And then there's a dip that happens. That plays out every cycle. Go to June, July, the 20th week, the 20th, around the 20th. So around where the 17th, the 19th, the 17th, the 5th, around that zone, we go up. We do a dip, but then we get on that next leg run up. The September dip. There's an August/September dip. And I'll be talking about them when they get ready to show up. I've already marked them out. See? I already marked them out. September dip. I have to mark out the August one. I didn't put that one in yet. But I'll wait until time gets closer to it so that we can try to map where that August dip is specifically. Because there is an August dip. But regardless, in here, we'll have our dip. We'll have a significant dip. We'll have another run-up. But we're waiting for this run-up to happen. So, yes, all analysts are flipping bullish because they're understanding that there's not enough Bitcoin in the market. There's just not enough Bitcoin in the market. So they're going to have to figure this out. If you earn crypto for staying fit, would you do it? DFit is changing the fitness industry status quo. Would you, if you could get paid to lose weight? What if you have machines, workout machines that took your kinetic energy and generated something that stored in a battery, and that battery had a board, and because it stored the all the energy you did using the machine, it stored that kinetic energy and then mined crypto for you. And then while the machine is still plugged up, not really doing nothing, while it's using low energy, also mined crypto for you. See? So yeah, it's going to be interesting what kind of businesses get launched from the idea that we're going to change the way that people get paid. We want people to do things, we're going to have to pay them. Billionaire bond king Jeffrey Gundlach predicts new Bitcoin sell-off, says BTC has lost its steam. Yeah. Yeah, it's lost its steam. Yet, former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson asked fans if they prefer Bitcoin or Ethereum. ARK Invest buys another $54 million in Bitcoin adjacent Square stock. So I am doing that really fast because I'm now going to go back here and show you the idiocy that's being said to you. Oh, Bitcoin has lost its steam, yet ARK Invest bought another $54 million. But it's lost its steam, right? Yeah, it's lost its steam because manipulation, monkey head over here, has played with the market and wrecked people out of their wallets. So I just try to keep everybody calm because I'm like, y'all, this is systematic. These dips are systematic and their rises are also systematic. So, yes, they're buying it because they know Bitcoin is scarce. There's only 21 million of it and 18.5 is gone. I know the people that listen to my damn videos all the time, I appreciate y'all so damn much that y'all sit with me and listen to this stuff. So y'all know the math on this, but I'm sorry, there's always going to be somebody new that does not know the math of Bitcoin. And we got to give them their daily math, right? Especially on red days. You've got to chant this daily math and keep it in yourself. How can I Trash, how do you keep saying through all this, man? All this money that you've seen drip, like you just keep reinvesting because there is only 21 million Bitcoin. 18.5 million is gone. 6 million of that is locked in wallets that are locked forever because people have lost their passwords to them. 900 Bitcoin is mined a day that never sees the market because the top two whales are scarfing up all the new Bitcoin, so they never touch the market. The last Bitcoin is mined in 2140, which is 119 years from now. So you ask me, why do I feel comfortable and calm through all this? If you knew you had one of the most scarcest things on the planet, why would you be selling it? If you knew that they can't even print any new of it at all, except for creating their own new, whatever that's going to be, then it doesn't matter what they do. Our electricity and the proof that we've mined it is enough. There's a transparent ledger that says, hey, Bitcoin was mined, it went into a wallet, that wallet is holding it or spending it. Somebody is using it for something or somebody is holding it for something. It is also now learning to become used for transactions of software transactions as more smart contracts potentially get built on exchange. It'll have other purposes where it gets burned or destroyed, making it even more scarce. And at some given point in time, after the 100 and something years that it's mined, once it's done with the last mining of it, we don't know what it's going to do. We don't even know if people will care about it in 100 years. Will people still be mining it? We don't know. But all I know is I'm watching these numbers, y'all. That's all I can care about. I care about former heavyweight boxing champions talking to their aging fan demographic and asking if they like Bitcoin or Ethereum. Does that now begin a dialogue that they've been hearing Bitcoin, hearing it, and now, wait, Crazy Mike is talking about crypto? Maybe I might want to get in. See, I see a storm bubbling. Bitcoin rally incoming. See, the AI knows. According to on-chain analysis will comment. Of course it's incoming. Of course it is. We already went through all this. The reason why I don't read the articles is just because I look at the news to validate what we've already seen. The manipulation is still in. Seasonally, we're in a dip. There's going to be a spike. The news is going to start turning more sentiment. But right now, they're trying to shake as many people out. I'm just looking to see how bad the news is. Is there anything that they can really do to shake us down to the low side? Because I want to do some more purchases this afternoon. Grayscale taps BNY Mellon for Bitcoin ETF services. That'll be postponed. And that'll be used in the future by the SEC to bring the market down because they're manipulators of the market as well. This group of investors drives Bitcoin bull markets according to analyst Willy Woo. Who is it? Says that small holders less than 1 BTC continue to stack Bitcoin as they outpace the selling of large entity whales. There's no large entity whale sell-off. There's one manipulator who's playing with the market. So, yeah, I get it. I do. But I also know we're in manipulation mode. Grayscale taps BNY Mellon for ETF services. Yep, we already have that. And Fidelity Digital is expanding workforce by 70% due to crypto demand. Crazy, right? So, all right, so we got just a few more crypto news to look at from the AI. As the stock market dives, report shows U.S. households now have record high exposure to stocks. That's scary. Is the break happening in the stock market? Maybe not. It might be just a summer dip. Just like Bitcoin has a summer dip, the stock market gets one too. People gotta pay for them vacations you just went on, or pay for the vacations they're about to go on. Inflation fears send Bitcoin below 32K. See, that makes no sense, y'all. Why would inflation fears send Bitcoin lower when it's something that beats inflation? See the dumb shit they try to pull? The Bobo? This is the Bobo they play. Oh, inflation. No, I have a best hedge against inflation. How is this a hedge against inflation? If I bought Bitcoin, let's say I bought, how much was Bitcoin the last time around this time, right? So let's go to June of 2017, the last cycle. Around June 2017, that would have been $2,000, y'all. June of 2017, you would have been putting about, well, maybe even maybe even $3,000, 2008, $3,000. You're playing in that zone. Then it did all that till the breakout, like, the after July breakout, like I tell you about, right? So this little dip is the last portion of time that they can raid and pillage you before this thing goes crazy. But then look what it does, comes right back down. To these numbers. But then it even goes further to come. No, actually it didn't. It just goes right back to these numbers. It didn't come back down further. All right, so yeah, it came down to these numbers. It did dip a little bit down, which would put it back in this zone. Yeah. So it still got some August numbers that it came back to. So wherever we are in August, when Bitcoin hits its peak, it will come back to around August numbers. That's been the pattern. That's the pattern of the growth. That's the growth of the hardware. That's the hardware after the halvening. There's the other halvening right there. That's why this didn't play out any lower. It was on the run to do the halvening run. That's what we're in now. Halvening was last year. This is the end of this is the beginning of the end of the cycle. We have 3 more major pumps coming. I didn't plot out the initial pumps because I was still taking care of mom, so I really didn't have time to. I wasn't really in crypto doing this. I still kind of believed in the technical analysis, but of course that's all changed, right? So, no, inflation fears. This is full of garbage. We're not even going to believe that crap. Tech mogul Jack Dorsey unveils plans to build decentralized finance services on Bitcoin, DeFi on Bitcoin. I told you there'll be more scarcity on it, and that's going to make it even crazier. So let's go. Capitulation day coming very soon for Bitcoin, says veteran crypto analyst. What does that mean? It comes in because I also believe that the price of Bitcoin will bounce this summer and be on the way back up, breaking all-time highs later this year. Later this year. We already talked about that. So, yep, it is. It is. Let's mark all of these as red. See what we got. NFT. Offering SZA NFTs to card holders. Well. Is that right? Okay, that's interesting. Los Angeles Dodgers to auction NFT with physical World Series ring. There we go. So now we're seeing, oops, not that. Yeah, I'm not going to put this on anything right now. Let's see what's going on with your business. Stocks drop amid Delta variant concerns. What market analysts are saying. I told you business is not going back to business as usual. It can't. But they're going to force that narrative, and they're going to keep playing this cycle of, we're good, we're bad, we're good, we're bad, fear, good, fear, good, fear. It's going to keep going back and forth, back and forth. What I'm going to focus on is, how is my earnings? What are my earnings? Where are my earnings? How are my earnings? What are my earnings? What are my earnings? And where are my earnings? What am I earning from? Right? And where am I earning from? Zoe Saldana's advice for reaching small business goals in the social media age. It's not about the smallness of it. It's just about the efficiency. Having smaller business goals in a social media age. Yeah, keep your business small, keep it light, keep it flexible. And then get yourself in as many places that you can to get more visibility to your product and or service. Makes sense. Why going digital isn't enough to meet the new customer experience, or CX imperative. Sponsored content. Yeah. They're just basically saying they want you dealing with content. Your content, you're already making content. What do you do with your current content to go someplace else? Because what you can't do is just keep spinning the same content on the same dry, oversaturated social networks. That just makes no sense. The recession was over last year, but the economy has not fully recovered. That's a lie. Who said this? Wow, Forbes. The recession was over. We're still deep in a recession. Why? Because jobs are going away because of automation, and have been going away because of automation. AI has been doing so much to kick ass right now, or not even AI, machine learning or algorithmic learning, right? Has done so much to take jobs away that people don't even know how many jobs are gone yet. So this is some bullshit. Let's see. Cashews don't come cheap. £1 at retail can cost you $15, and here's why they're so expensive. That price is going up again. That's a food price news. So again, it's just the AI telling me that prices on things are expensive. 3 factors will keep your lumber prices elevated despite multi-week. Again, that's the AI giving me price on things. Do most family businesses really fail by the 3rd generation? So now they're talking about generational wealth of failing. Generational wealth is failing. Okay. The Archivist offers white label resale marketplace as a service, white label system as a service solution for brands that lead storytelling and merchandising of their history and secondary market. They want to get luxury brands to reclaim their sales. Until people can afford luxury brands without it coming from checks from the government, I don't think that's one of the reasons I'm not selling shirts right now. There's no real disposable income. People got to make a choice between eating right now and buying your shirt. They ain't buying your clothes. They're buying food. They're paying their car bill. They're paying their gas. They're not buying a shirt from you. They got plenty damn shirts. So again, that's why when Second Life ended for me, was me realizing that the economy had already taken so many people away from playing the game anymore. And again, it was 266 Linden. So we're talking about people were spending $2. They weren't willing to spend $2 anymore. $5 anymore, right? So that's when I knew it was a wrap for that. So what I was looking at is, this can't beat the economy if it's already below the U.S. economy. It can't beat the U.S. economy. Being cheaper doesn't make you win. Or as far as cheaper is in the fact of not your products or the price of your products, but the fact that if I was making a product and I was making $1 per product, I wasn't really it was 260 Linden. We're doing conversion games. So let's say it's 199 linden for a pair of shoes that I was selling, then I'm almost making $2 a shoe, or over 50 cents a shoe. So what if I just sold the shoe at 25 cents or 25.25 credits or whatever, right? Of whatever the money is for that world. So you've just got to think about the change of how you make money, because you're looking at scalability. You're looking at, well, what if I could get 1,000 quarters? Is the dollar that I'm working with high enough to do that? Or I know that it depends on the cryptocurrency, right? Depends on which cryptocurrency, which virtual world. That's why I said there's multiple virtual worlds that we're dealing with when we're dealing with virtual fiat and these virtual software businesses that are launching. When someone on your team has chronic pain, that's not anything I need. This isn't not like the board your business. How blockchain can combat disinformation. So how do you attach it to social media and do things with that data? Yep, that makes sense. So again, more data usage, another usage or business that can be done with blockchain. So I'm also can look for companies that are doing that as well. Stop thinking about the 4-day work week as a literal extra day off, says the CEO of 4D week. I don't know what that is. Why retailers should be learning from CPG market strategy. Don't know what that is. Let's close these out. I don't know what this is, and I don't know what that is. What lawmakers don't understand about PRO Act, according to franchise owners. I need to know what that is, so I'll keep it there. SoftBank's hype robot keeps failing at its jobs. How to give effective... Oh, so robots doing work. So robots in the business now. How to give your effective peer-to-peer feedback in the workplace. Project management. That's probably. Biden wants to address the housing shortage. But they're printing homes. He just called a White House meeting for builders and labor unions. Housing shortage. People are being evicted from their homes. But there's a housing shortage. I think there's a housing shortage of people that, companies that are holding vacant lots because they can, or vacant properties because they can earn money now that we're talking about energy and decentralized energy and transactions per second, right? When AI self-driving cars sue due to dangerous roadway conditions. Oh, interesting. So now we're going to have cars charging somebody for the roadway. Okay. Or what goes on the road. Interesting, right? Frito-Lay factory workers in Kansas are striking, citing 80-hour work weeks and lack of wage increases. Slave labor type beats. You don't think that automation is going to stop all that? Okay. In the summer of Waxed and Wax, some salon owners face a shortage of waxing specialists. Okay, yeah, everybody's out on these streets acting like there ain't nothing wrong. They visited your site. Here's why they don't buy. Big tech, stocks, and Bitcoin. Touts gold and silver miners as better bets. That makes no feasible sense to anybody but people in gold. I just told y'all yesterday that I showed y'all news from Canada where they found a new vein of gold. If I put more gold on the market, does gold go up in value or does it go down? It goes down. So if they just found a vein of gold and somebody else finds a vein of gold and somebody else finds a vein of gold, like this is a vein of gold that they're not going to just get out in one day. They're going to get out over timelines of years. So this guy is full of crap, like they all are, because they want to believe that their rocks that can fall from the sky will have more value than the asset that only has 21 million and can only have 21 million. And the banks are buying into it, and the ETFs are buying into it, and the ETFs across the international world, even though the United States won't do one. Countries are saying, hey, it's legal tender. Countries are saying, hey, we're going to make this an asset here. We're going to mine it with volcanoes. We're going to mine it with wind. We're going to mine it with water. But their gold is more important than the asset that is the most scarce asset in the last 125 years. Right. Kelly Evans, everything's fallen. The Dow's down 800 points. Everything's down. Everything. Bitcoin's down. Everything's down. Yes. Bitcoin's down for its last major summer dip. We're going to get the fall dip. Then we'll get the winter dip. So this is the summer dip. We've got to get through the summer dips. Not really spurred. So I'm not really sweating it. Again, Bitcoin's only 21 million. There's only 21 million of it. Scarce. Do's and don'ts during the stock market sell-off. I am trying not to look at the market, the stock market, because it is depressing. Robinhood warns retail trading is slowing down, especially in cryptocurrencies. Yes, because you scared the hell out of them. You scared the hell out of them. No. What to look out for as Europe's earnings season begins. So we're going to start seeing what's going on in Europe. Their earnings season started. Be careful if you're hiring anybody that's going to be your life coach or a financial coach, because there's a lot of bullshit ass people out here trying to tell you how to make money in things they don't really know how to make money in. So just be careful. Do your own due diligence on them. Check their track record. And check the problems that people have with them. Why micro-mobility serves as a front seat in infrastructure discussions. Micro-mobility. That's an interesting phrase. I gotta look at that. But infrastructure. Okay. Well, Nordstrom's, that doesn't really matter. That's a retail. Leading experts weighed on growing Canada's clean tech sector. So they're looking at new tech, energy tech, all that other stuff. Home builder confidence is high, but it slipped this month as construction costs grew. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if you're talking the right thing. Cryptocurrency, stablecoins, and central banks. Wall Street's new fear that the economy has already peaked. Really? Let's look at this. Investment strategists are starting to consider a new bearish scenario. The economy has already hit its speed limit. Well, yes, when the Delta Rona and central banks already talking about tightening monetary policy to bring inflation under control. But I thought there was no inflation. There's a growing sense of worry that financial markets have become too optimistic. So while macro conditions remain overall supportive for equities, valuations and position leave the room, the price for corrections and volatility spikes. They are worried that growth expectations are too high. Exactly what I'm telling you about. Okay, if a company has a stock price, you are saying that the price is to their earnings. You're pricing the stock on its future earnings. So you're saying that this company is worth blah, 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 because this is what their future earnings should be. So then every quarter, what is their job? Is to tell you whether or not they made earnings or if they've missed earnings. Well, do you know what's been happening? Companies are missing earnings. Why are they missing earnings? Because the stock market went crazy after $1,200 checks started hitting it last year around this time. People made evaluations to companies that were ridiculous, and they can't hold those evaluations up. So what does that mean? That means that they're going to miss earnings. Now, what does that mean? That means the price of whatever the asset is, that stock or whatever, is going to go down because they missed earnings. So yeah, it's telling us that this system feels like we're in a peak, which we are. The tech industry has a hidden unpaid labor problem. Yep, that is true. I've seen it in the venture capital world. I've seen it with clients that not trying to negotiate with me to pay. And I'm not talking about like somebody around the way or some small business. I'm talking about a company that just got millions of dollars, or trying to negotiate with the guy that's barely making any money on the project on his price. Oh yeah, we agreed on the price, but that's why I can tell you, yeah, they're having, like, a lot of these companies are having a hard time just making payroll. And they've had that problem since 2016. Theme parks and their fans were still keen on high-tech interactive tools developed during COVID. Yes, I told you, reality, virtual reality. Retail real estate trade group grapples with post-pandemic landscape, changes name. So a lot of these businesses have not been able to come back. A lot of companies have changed and disappeared. The scale-up challenge for startups. I told you, scaling your business is like working or thinking in scale. Most companies don't think in scale. And that is your major job, is to think at scale. Panera adds new catering programs to reach remote and hybrid workers. Exactly. I'm skimming through, looking at anything else. How to stop. Oh, shop for the best school season. So yeah, September dip will be because of school. Earnings. Look ahead. Name. So this is earnings getting ready to happen. U.S. to tackle housing shortage, which we know is BS. It's just they don't want to build. They're building, but there's no jobs, and people are keeping these product. That companies are keeping markets, keeping people out of the market, out of the housing market. Hybrid world. What does that hybrid mean? Is that just some fancy term they're using? I guess it's digital. I guess they're talking about the whether the audience is online, a hybrid approach of hybrid. Digital embrace of the hybrid. So having a hybrid business instead of so what they're telling you is have a digital business. They're saying have a hybrid approach to your business. Don't just have an analog business. Your business better have some digital way to make money, because what if people can't deal with anything analog from you? If you're a caterer, let's say you can only do food. All right, what about selling t-shirts? All right, maybe. What about selling recipes? Maybe recipe books, right? Maybe you can sell seasonings that you ship, right? There you go. Big data investments. Yeah, big data. Building your business on data is important. Stable coins will be regulated. They're saying that bull trap, whatever. JP Morgan's trying to shake people out of their crypto still. Some of these we went through 3 days ago. Labor shortage at the low labor works. Iron is in a bull market. Stablecoin crackdown. Amazon sellers are such a hot commodity. America's CEOs couldn't say it any louder. We're about to charge you more. Inflation. Hybrid work. Inflation. Inflation environment reminds me of the 1970s. So now I got to research the 70s, what was happening then, to see whether or not it's the truth. That's how you do your research. You find out what years people are telling you to look at financially and see whether or not you see those same issues in your own financial market. Then you balance out who was successful in that time zone, see what they did and how they used the technology in their favor or not. Taco Bell, McDonald's, and Dunkin' are raising prices. Yes, all the prices are higher. Inflation. Inflation. So you can see my timeline for business. I'm going back 4 or 5 days. I'm just scrolling through because I haven't really been looking at news and just looking. Inflation. I worry about inflation. Global stocks fall after U.S. consumer prices for the fastest gain. Automation, more bots in-house. More bots, more business bots. Interesting. All right. Yeah, so looking at the news, the business news, like I said, I don't see any good news for anything physical or anything analog. I see a lot more digital plays needing to be played. All right. So I closed, let me see if I've got this. I closed my news today because I didn't think I had anything major in my news feed, and I didn't. But let me just open this and look at other news titles that I may have come across. Let me see what did I find anything in traders? I showed hacks, new data, augmented reality. This driverless car sharing service uses a remote human to pilot the car. So if you're driving or think you're going to sit in your car and drive, no, you're going to help drive these robots. These robots are not going to be driving themselves. People will be. Self-driving car from Tesla. Air quality filter with a Raspberry Pi. Windows on ARM. So again, Windows going to be running with Linux. GitHub programming. Okay. So yeah, there's no major thing there. Let me just see if I got anything else. VR and augmented reality. Got a smart glasses contact lens. So the augmentation of people have begun. Virtual reality project from the musician deadmau5. Virtual reality. So yeah, let me see. Do I have? Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. Yeah. So I think that's it. I think that's about it. I don't see anything that tells me anything different than we already know, right? We just keep getting reinforced. The only thing we worry about now is the market, seeing how the market plays out. Um, Again, I'm trying to get my last data plays in for this, the next day. I need to do it this afternoon. I'm not taking the chance. I'm just gonna go ahead and get my purchases in. I already showed you kind of what I'm gonna purchase. More data plays, and then I'm putting some more revenue behind a couple of the trading bots, and just let them play with the coins and let them do what it do. And then like I said, I'm focusing the last of my hardware needs comes in today, and that allows me to start working on the A box or the assistant box that'll be running. So I will be keeping y'all informed. Probably I may or may not do a recording tomorrow. I'll see how everything pans out, because I might be deep in programming and I may not have a stopping point to be able to say, hey, let me talk about the market. What I may do is put some links in Discord. So like the next couple days, I'm not gonna sit there and say I'm 100% gonna be on, but I know I'm gonna have to say something, especially with Elon on Wednesday. So I'll probably shoot for Wednesday to do another video. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my purchases. I suggest y'all do y'all due diligence and start looking at your data plays, look at your virtual world plays, look at your music plays, look at the things that you think may help you in your business, not just because it's crypto. All right. So like I always tell y'all be safe out on these streets, and I'm gonna holler at you later.